tutorial to make you better and more technically correct, and so you can get the most out of all the training sessions with me. And today we're going to look at your stance and your guard. Now, if you ever watched boxing on TV or online, then you see that different fighters have different stance. They all have their own unique style. So we're going to cover all of those today, not all of them, because some people are so, radical. So, wow, where did that come from? But let's start with the basics. So, if you want to set up your stance, feet parallel, and feet generally want to be shoulder distance apart. Then from here, I want you to take if you're right-handed, take your right foot straight back. Now, generally, if you're right-handed, you want the right hand back because that's your power punch. If you're left-handed, you have your left hand punch because that's your power punch, and the front one is your set-up punch. But as you know, in Fight Fit with the Kman, we're going to teach you both sides because I think it's really important to be able to punch and move from both sides. But for now, let's start with your favoured side. So take your favoured side back, and this is just a simple step back. It's probably about a shoulder to one shoulder distance back. I don't want it too long because you can't move. So just from here, take it back to do a nice comfortable. Now your weight is 50-50 weight distribution, and we're going to set up a middle distance stance. Now there's different stances and guards that you have when you're in close range, middle range and long range. So we're going to start with middle range where most boxing is. So from there, 1 foot back, your shoulder is about 45 degrees. 45 degrees, back foot back. Now from here, the back glove sits on your chin, right? That's the little holster where you sit your glove. The front hand is generally a little bit out in front. There's no need to have it this close. Now, some fighters do fight like that, but they tend to fight close range. So we're setting up middle range. So this hand's out, right? So from here, it's there. That way it's a bit closer to the target. And because you're middle range, there's a fair bit of distance between you and your opponent. So there's no need to protect yourself because you're probably a little bit out of their range. So they're not going to be able to reach your head anyway. So this is the middle range fighting position there, right? 50-50 weight distribution. That way you can use both hands nicely from there. This one's locked and loaded. This one's set up here, ready to set up. If I'm in the other stance, 50-50, and you notice my back foot is on the ball of the foot. Why? Because I want to always have the ability to push forward. So back foot on the ball of the foot, front foot facing forward towards my opponent. Sometimes they'll turn it in a little bit. Obviously in kickboxing, because that protects the groin a bit. So there's your basic stance to start with. If you're at a longer distance or a further distance, then there's no real need to have this hand up because you're way out of punching range, and you're going to be, from a kickbox, you'd be more in kicking range, and they probably still can't kick you in the head, only the body. So what you find when you go into a longer range, what happens is you're further away. So instead of having your feet parallel together, they tend to be more in a line with each other. So the reason for that is because I'm longer range, if I go this way, I can get a bit more extra distance if I'm in this position, like a fencer. Rather than here, I'm a bit square, my distance is shortened versus there. So for long range fighting, you tend to be a bit more feet in line and your body's a little bit side on. And there's no necessary need to have this hand up as high. Some people hold it here, some people actually hold it down here like the old classic Muhammad Ali, because he used to fight at distance. He was a distance fighter. He didn't like fighting in close when he fought people like the great rival Joe Smoking Fraser, where he'll fight close in, and we'll cover that soon. So when you're a bit further away from your opponent or the bag, we're more side on, right? This hand is up, it doesn't have to be up, but it is. We tend to keep it up there just in case. This hand a bit low, and we shoot from there. Kickboxers from a distance, or what we call point fighters, they'll keep it there to protect themselves from getting kicked, because the kick probably won't reach their head at that distance. Or they may have their hand nice and low out here, right? So we're going to cover all these in the training. So that's your stance when you're looking at a long range. So looking up here, there we go. More side on, got more distance, right? I can have my hand down here, and I'm not at that range where we can really launch this one. But I am, from a kickboxing point of view, I'm in a good range to throw that front kick in a side kick position. We'll go more into that. So that's what happens when you're way out of range and you're out here, right? So we're coming in and out. When I'm closer in, I tend to go here. See how I square up a bit? because now we're more closer, there's more chances of you hitting and punching me. So my gloves come up from further out of range, I bring it down here, close range. And when I come into real close range, then I go into this position here. So I'm very close to you, we're doing body shots and hooks, and we'll cover them. Is that now my stance, I go more square, my gloves go on my chin, and my elbows go on my ribs. So now I'm doing the old Mike Tyson, Joe Fraser, front on fighting, take the hit, give the hit, take the hit, give the hit. So when we're close, our shoulders, our feet, from further away, they're in line, they're out here, and then it comes up even closer there. From here, then I go to here, then I go right in close into here. My hands, here, to right up, square. My shoulders are square. Shoulders are side on, 45 degrees, square on. Fighting like this, bang, in close. Here, mid-range. Here, long range. For example, here, long range. Here, mid-range. Here, close range. So that's looking at your basic stance and hand position for long range, mid-range, and close range. So when we go through the sessions, there'll be certain techniques which I'll teach will be at long range, certain which will be at mid-range, and some at close range. So there's a good starting point to get your gloves in position, your body in position, your feet in position, and that way, when you're in the right position, you can use the right weapons to be lethal while you're fighting with the Kman.